The 56th quadrennial U.S. election, the 2012 election, Barack Obama re-elect. By the numbers, the scripted 2012 election, right? Obama was re-elected because the economy was going back to expanding. He took, some troops out of Iraq. He had a lot of drone strikes going on in Iraq. Obama had an immigration enforcement policy centered on public safety, stopping the violent criminals coming across the border. But his main accomplishment and what that election was centered around was the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act, of course, was partially written by insurance companies, and so they still have a major influence over the system. But what the ACA did was cover more individuals and slow down healthcare inflation. Because don't forget that healthcare costs have been skyrocketing even before there was such thing as Obamacare. Here's how the election was rigged. Here's how it was rigged for Mitt Romney to be selected to run opposite side Barack Obama. Because government health care did not begin under Barack Obama. Mitt Romney in Massachusetts passed his version of a government health care plan. It was called Romneycare. This Massachusetts health care plan covered everybody. And it's called Romneycare. It was passed by Mitt Romney while he was governor. It was formed in 2006, even before Barack Obama ran for president of the United States. But Mitt Romney signed this bill into law. Massachusetts healthcare system that covered everyone in that state. It was a healthcare reform bill. It covered every single citizen. It was signed by Mitt Romney. And that was known as Romneycare. Massachusetts healthcare reform equals 117. Romneycare equals 117. The guy who could put together a healthcare plan was supposed to run opposite side Obama, but here's the caveat. Romney never stood a chance of winning the election, and the Republicans don't have a plan, they didn't want a plan, and they have no intention of covering every single American. The Republicans want to keep the status quo, and of course the corporate Democrats, who are still under the influence of the insurance companies. Barack Obama signing the ACA. Health insurance equals 68. Barack Obama equals 68 and 32. Barack Obama gets elected in the year 2012. 2012 adds up to 32. It lines up with Barack Obama equaling 32. Now it's re-elect that equals 68 and 32. Barack Obama 68 and 32. It is Obama that also equals 32. The time duration from Barack Obama's birthday to November the 6th of 2012, election day, is a time span of 3 months and 2 days. A lot like Obama equaling 32. Now, interesting enough, Obama was, the MLK president elected 2008, a tribute to the Civil Rights Act. MLK, Barack equaling 36. In his re-election campaign, he runs against Romney. It's Romney that equals 36. And Romney's running mate was Paul Ryan from Wisconsin. It's Paul Ryan that equals 36 in Gematria. I want you to notice that Paul Ryan is from Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin that equals 44. It's Barack Obama that is the 44th president of the United States. Mitt Romney's running mate was from Wisconsin. Wisconsin equals 44. Obama inherited the recession. He was called a birther, right? Now, he was a black president. It's black that equals 29 in Gematria. It is the 56, it is November the 6th of the year 12 that also adds up to 29. So this is how you knew that the black president was going to get reelected. I like how Mitt Romney's full name, Willard Mitt Romney equals 87. President Barack Hussein Obama equals 87. Governor Romney equals 87. I like how Obama's from Hawaii. Hawaii equals 51. He got re-elected against the governor. Governor equals 51. The man from Hawaii, the governor losing re-election, caused the rise of the far right and the bigoted, xenophobic Donald Trump supporters who want to think that the colored man is the source of their problems when it's the rich white men in suits that are shipping their jobs overseas. The Republican Party is one big con, and progressives can't do anything because, of course, the Democratic Party is run by corporate Democrats. Now, it is Romneycare that equals 54. I like how health equals 54. Now, I like how healthcare bill equals 62, and it is Mitt Romney. Mitt equals 62. He passed a healthcare bill. He passes his healthcare bill, but then he demonizes Obamacare, even though he passed the same exact thing. This is how you know the Republican Party is one big con. A conservative think tank promoted the individual mandate. What allowed Obamacare to take shape was a conservative think tank plan to cover every American. It was formed by the Heritage Foundation. This big, bad, brilliant government, socialized medicine was all an idea of the conservatives. And they want to think that Obama was some black communist who want to make America a socialist country like a third world shithole. It's these Republicans that wanted these old white people to think that's what Obama was doing to them. Well, Obama was just a corporatist, and Obama's not even a horrible president. He's a middle-of-the-pack president. Obama represented America well diplomatically. Obama is a two-life path. Two life paths are really good diplomats. They're really good peacemakers. Mitt Romney and the Cold War is a whole other deal. That's something that Obama had a problem with. But even Mitt Romney admitted that without my Romneycare, there is no Obamacare. This is all political theater. We're going to repeal Obamacare. We're going to repeal Obamacare. Well, Donald Trump even didn't repeal Obamacare today. The fact is Obamacare has covered a ton of people from right-wing Republican states. They have the highest Obamacare enrollees. The reason why they hate Obamacare is because it's named after a black president. You tell them, do you like the Affordable Care Act? They say, yes, I like the Affordable Care Act. You're supposed to get a little something out of this, right? We're supposed to cover more people, but then the big guys at the top, the insurance companies, still run the rigged system. This is politics at its core. This was originally a Republican plan, but of course, Mitch McConnell was like, we have to make Obama a one-term president. And all this polarization, all this divide and conquer, all of this is to keep the system the way it is, under the control of the insurance companies. They don't want you to realize that it could be a much better healthcare plan if it was simply outside the influence of the insurance companies. But that's not what the right-wing media wanted, right? They ignore Mitt Romney having this big influence from the Heritage Foundation. It's also this ideological propaganda is supposed to benefit the top 1%, because the top 1% don't want to pay taxes to save lives. Top 1% don't want that. They want the Milton Friedman sick and twisted philosophy of greed is good, humans are driven by greed. That's what the top 1% in the billionaire class and libertarians are all about. This is a kind of rigged system that they have continuing on to this day. It's not about government controlling us. It's about the insurance companies and the pharmaceuticals keeping control. This is what it's all about. It's about the far right sabotaging the government with their corporate Democrat friends who are not progressives. This is the real debate. This is the rigged re-election. with Obama running up against a man who passed his own version of government health care in Massachusetts. The rigged 2012 election, and of course, the hypocrisy of the far right. Because Richard Nixon wanted to cover every single American. He wanted universal health care. Richard Nixon was not a Ronald Reagan, Milton Friedman Republican. 1970s was the formation of the destruction of the American middle class. Richard Nixon had his ups and downs, but Richard Nixon was really corrupt. The last great American president was Dwight Eisenhower, but if you ask me, Richard Nixon is far better than any right-wing lunatic that we see in the White House today, or any mobsters like Donald Trump and company, or the loyal crime family of the Bush family. The rigged re-election centered around Obamacare. We want to ignore the problem of it. We want to say government's the problem when it's the insurance companies that are the problem. The top 1% have duped the far right-wing lackeys again. This all began under Republicans with the general premise of putting together a good healthcare plan to put America over the profits of your insurance companies and your pharmaceuticals. But that's not what the Republicans and the corporate Democrats want today. They want to keep it as it is. And you know how politically unpopular it is to repeal Obamacare? When lackeys are ignorant about what it actually is, that's going to help you. It's having coverage versus no coverage. Rick Fugazi and the far right today, who almost saw